Good morning. I'm Janie Parrish with the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and today you're zooming into business, and we have two special guests with us. We have Ken Filbert, who's the owner of Cornerstone Psychological and Counseling Center, and we have one of the counselors here. So watch what you're thinking, because we don't know what she's thinking either. And so, and our sweetheart, Barbara Michelson. Barbara, I have to tell you, you have such a strong reputation around Medina County for all the work that you've done. So thank you, because you've helped a lot of families. And that's
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's why I had to say you were a sweetheart. Yeah, because that's what I've always heard, the good things that you've done. Yes. So we're going to start out. We've got some questions that we want to ask. And tell us about Cornerstone Psychological and Counseling Centers.
Is that to me or to Ken or either of us?
Yeah, either.
No, you can do that, Barbara.
Okay.
Well, Cornerstone is a private psychological practice that was originally begun in Fairview Park, but has been in Medina County for 34 years. And it was started by two friends. And it has obviously grown a lot over the last 34 years. And now I think there's approximately 20 clinicians
26.
there. 26?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's psychologists, licensed counselors, licensed social workers, and nurse practitioners.
Wow.
And we see people across the whole lifespan, from very young to very old, or older than me.
I love it. Yeah. Now you recently opened a Wadsworth Center as well, by the medical center. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's been going very well. Yeah. So that was
Yeah,
what's needed in Wadsworth.
Yeah, we've done a lot of good work there. Yeah, we've seen well over 200 encounters there in the last month. So it's definitely getting busy.
Very nice. Okay, so what's unique about Cornerstone? I mean, I know you have 3 locations, so that's unique in of itself. And so what is unique about Cornerstone?
Well, I think it's unique in a couple different ways. Because it was started by friends, over the years, we've worked very hard at being very collegial with one another. And, even though things have changed in over 3 decades,
Sure.
I think that another thing that's pretty unique about us is that we are very involved with the community. And I'm sure I don't even know, can remember all the things we're connected to, but Share Cluster, the Medina Hospital, the Medina County
Crisis response.
Right, Medina County Children's Advocacy Center, the Medina County Schools Crisis Response Team, Hope Recovery. We did have a past connection to the Red Cross. However, there is, as far as I know, there is no Red Cross in Medina anymore.
Right.
They consolidated a while back, but so we're very interested in being involved in the community. And I know Cornerstone has made a number of donations over the years to different causes. Ken would know more about that than me, but I think that makes us kind of unique.
Yeah, as each of the clinicians go into various things, like you had mentioned, we were talking earlier before you arrived, and that Cindy McGowan is involved in a lot of things like the Kite Festival and things like that. We usually always sponsor or donate money to these events. Bingo, that senior bingo. There are just so many things that everybody does, and we support that any way that we can.
And boy, much appreciated, that's for sure. Yeah. So tell me, why do you both love what you do? Barbara, let's start with you.
Okay, well, I think most people who know me would say I'm a pretty social person.
Mhm.
I can't really imagine not interacting with people during the day. I think I also really enjoy the puzzle of trying to figure out what somebody's struggling with and how I can be helpful. And it does give me a large degree of satisfaction to feel like I have helped people.
Oh, nice. And how about you, Ken?
Well, I enjoy the interpersonal relationships I've had with people like Barbara and others over the last 25 years. I feel really connected to the staff. And then this is kind of a time of change and adaptation. I think moving to things like we were forever on paper records. We completed a migration serendipitously a month before COVID hit. And so I've tried to move people ahead as I can to get the latest technology to make things easier for them. We adopted Doxy as a program to do teletherapy, and so I try to bring as much back to the clinicians so that they can do their work. And we have our semi-annual retreats, and we discuss things that it makes me feel good that I can be a part, even though I'm not a clinician, of helping them do what they do, and that would be mine.
Very nice. So I wanted to ask if people would like to find you, how can they go about that?
Well, I guess you would just, we have our main line that goes into Medina. It's 330-722-4166. That is where the main office is, and Dr. Michelson, Barbara here, is there. She works with the office manager, and they take a look at intakes coming in daily, and who is a best fit for that individual. And that would probably be the best way, although you can go to our website at cornerstonetoday.com, and there are links there that will take you to us as well.
So,
And we're
oh, go ahead, I'm
and
sorry.
in Medina, we're located at the corner of Foot Road and 18. If you are familiar with Medina, you know that's an area they're been working on for quite some time. I think they're going to widen 18. But yeah, we're at that corner in the other end of the 3rd Federal Building. And then in Wadsworth, you're in a building, or because I don't go to Wadsworth, I'm just out of Medina, although I'm doing virtual therapy from my home at the moment. But they're in Founders Hall next to Wadsworth Hospital. And then in Fairview Park, they're up on Lorraine Avenue, on Lorraine Avenue in a big old red house.
Oh, nice. But if somebody calls the Medina office, that's your main number, you can, that would still get you an appointment in the Wadsworth office.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where you should call, is that main number for an appointment. And you said that you see young people all the way up. Yep. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask on a personal note was that should you come to Cornerstone and you're just not feeling it with your counselor, can you request someone else without it being like a big hoopla? Well, is that a problem?
No, it's not a problem. And I would encourage anyone who comes to Cornerstone or anywhere else for counseling, if you don't feel that connection with the person that you're seeing, absolutely, I would encourage you to request a different therapist, because that relationship is crucial to people's success. And no, it's not. I've had people asked to see somebody different than me, and I'm not going to take it personally. I mean, you're not going to fit with everybody that you see, whether you're the counselor or the client. So I think it's a very wise thing to say, Yes, I'd like to see somebody differently.
Okay, because that's been kind of an issue over years when, my friends or myself have gone through counseling, and if you don't feel that connection, and that's why I really like a group, of clinicians, just because then you feel like you're familiar with where you're going, but if this one didn't work out, it's good. There's someone else that you can give a whirl. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yes.
thank you so much for talking with me today. We learned a lot. Thank you, Ken Filbert, the
Thank
owner,
you.
of Cornerstone Psychological and Counseling Centers, and Miss Barbara Mitchelson, who's one of the counselors there as well. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm a psychologist at Cornerstone.
Okay, and so that's different than a counselor.
Right.
Okay.
There's licensed counselors, licensed social workers, and licensed psychologists.
Okay. All right. I like to know these things. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so very much.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you're very welcome. It was nice to talk to you, and I'm glad I figured it out how to make it work.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning. I'm Janie Parrish with the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and you are zooming into business. And today we're zooming right into the Medina County Board of DD, and we're lucky to be with Patty Hetke, who's the community relations. I want to make sure I get that right in case I need a relationship. A community relations coordinator. So welcome, Patty.
Good morning, Janie. How are you today?
Good. Okay, well, MRDD. Do you still go by MRDD?
No, we don't. Several years ago, there was a state bill that actually took the MR out of MRDD. So now
Okay.
we are the Medina County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Very nice. You know what? It's good to refresh my memory, about those kind of things, but a nice change. That's for sure.
Yes, and it was a needed change. People with developmental disabilities actually petitioned lawmakers for that. So we fully supported it, and it was a great change.
Good deal. Okay, so tell us about the Medina County Board of DD.
So we are the community resource that is responsible for helping over 1,350 individuals in Medina County of all ages, from birth to end of life, find their dreams, live their dreams, meet their needs. We help with everything from early intervention for very young children to educational opportunities through our school. We help with employment, help people find employment in the community. And we also help them reach kind of some of their social goals as well. So everything we do, we kind of run the gamut of a lifetime. So we are very, very blessed to be in a community that supports what we're trying to accomplish, supports our mission. So
I think Medina County's always been very blessed with all of the nonprofits and different resources within the county. But what is unique about the Medina County Board of DD?
So I might be biased because I work here, but I think we are unique in so many ways. We meet the basic needs of people. That's really our base mission, but all of our services occur in the community. When the Board of DD was formed in the 1960s, a lot of people remember, people would come to our facility and they would receive all their services at our facility. But we really realized that people with developmental disabilities want to be a part of the community. So we've made a major flip in the last 5 to 10 years, and all of our services are now in the community where people live, where people want to be involved. So when you start with things such as our early intervention specialists, our therapists, our speech therapists, our occupational therapists, all go into the homes of young families, where young families used to send them to our facility. We realize that doesn't make sense because you have to be successful where you live. So our services take place in their home. Or say a family says, we want help when we go out in the community. When I take my child to story time at the library, for example, how am I going to help make that happen? So our therapists and early intervention specialists will go to the library with a family. So we are in the community with everything, with our our community employment program. We go out into the workplace with our individuals and help them be successful in the workplace. If people want to do social opportunities, we help them go out and, you know, find transportation, and we're out in the community with them. And I think that's unique. I don't know that people understand that we've undergone kind of that philosophical change in our field. And so where things used to take place in a building, that's not where people live. People live in the community, and that's where our services need to be. So I think that's one of the first unique things that we have. The other thing is we really are about supporting the person. So everything we do here is unique to each individual. We serve over 1,350 people. They don't all need the same services, and we don't treat them all as though they do. Everybody is uniquely themselves. So we really sit down with an individual and their families, and we make it about them. It's called person-centered planning is what our field calls it. But basically it's about them and what they need in their life to be successful in our community. So we have 1,350 people. We have 1,350 different plans that we work with people on. So it really is very unique in that it's not a cookie cutter service. So what one person needs is not what another person needs. And our mission is really dedicated to that everybody is uniquely who they are. And I think that's really what our agency encourages, is to not look at the disability, look at the ability. Let's talk about people's abilities and how they're unique to themselves.
Oh, that's wonderful. So Patty, you've been with the board for how long now?
I have been, now you're going to make me do math in my head, Jeannie. We have been here, I've been here, about 12 years. I've been here.
And you're a delight to work with, and that's for sure. Yes. And tell us, why do you love what you do with community relations?
So I think it goes back to, and it's just not my position here, it's really the whole philosophy of what we do. We have a great staff here. Every day they come to work and they really think about the people they serve and how are we going to help them be successful in the community. And really our staff thinks about ability all day long. It's interesting because when we made the name change, there was even discussion, should we keep disability in our name? Because we really don't look at people as having disability, we look at them having ability. And that's what I really love about working here. Every day you see the best in humans when I come to work. And every day I see people making strides to being better people, more included in the community. And our agency is so much about acceptance and inclusion. We really work with our community to realize that people with developmental disabilities are just like you and I. They have the same hopes and dreams. They want jobs, they want homes, they want families. They have all the same hopes and dreams. And to work at an agency that really recognizes that and embraces that and promotes that and encourages that and ultimately empowers that is what I love about working here at the county board.
Oh, so tell us, how can people find you?
So if you want to find us physically, we're located at the Achievement Center on Windfall Road off of Route 18 at the intersection of kind of Route 18 and 71. That's where our facility is located. As I said, basically the facility is offices, all our work is done in the community. If you want to find information about us, you can go to our website, which is www.mcbdd.org, or we're on social media as well. So you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So that's where you can find more information. And we are always welcoming people to come and ask questions. And when the pandemic's over, visit us again. So we encourage people to really interact with us. And we encourage people to interact with our individuals when they're in the community. So Medina's great about that.
Patty, thank you for all you do. I can feel your passion right through this Zoom call. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, the board is just a true blessing for so many people. Yes. So thank you, and hopefully we'll see you in person soon.
Hopefully.
Good morning. I'm Janie Parrish with the Wadsworth area. Oh, look, there's our girlfriend Jen waving at us already. Now I'm going to introduce you, Jen. Here we go. We want to have a good time with these. Okay, so right now you are zooming into business, and we are zooming right into home instead. And the fun person you see in front of you is Jen Deach, that rhymes with beach.
Yes.
There we go. Yes. And she is the home care consultant for Home Instead. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you, Janie, so much for having me. And I absolutely love this concept, the Zoom into business. With everything being in lockdown, I think this is a fantastic way to kind of get into businesses that you might not know anything about throughout the chamber.
And you know what? I've learned so much too. It's just been a really good thing for us at the chamber too. So thanks for taking your time this morning. And okay, so I have some questions, but before we got started, I asked Jen, who is that handsome guy behind you? And because from here, he looks very handsome. And who is it, Jen?
That would be Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld. Yay.
Yay, what a fun way to start your morning with Kramer. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, tell us about Home Instead.
So Home Instead has been serving Medina and Summit County now for since 1997. So this will be our 24th year. It started with two sisters who realized, the struggles that come with taking care of an aging loved one. So not only were they taking care of mom, they were also doing their full-time jobs, full-time corporate jobs, raising young families. They were spouses, they were mothers. And then they also became family caregivers and realized, what it was like to maintain their households, as well as trying to take care of, taking mom back and forth to doctor's appointments, managing medications, making sure that there's food in her house and that she's in a safe environment. And they just didn't see a lot of resources out there for someone in their situation. So they really wanted to give back to the community and allow other people in that situation to have, that role being well supported by others, and not only for themselves, but their family members, both young and old.
So what is unique about Home Instead?
So Home Instead, I always like to think of us as an amazing resource. And we've done a lot of, again, Pam and Kim wanting to give back to the community. For over 20 years now, we have been providing meals to homebound seniors on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Eve throughout Medina County. We also do a Be a Santa to a Senior program, providing gifts for those less fortunate. I think last year we did about 500 seniors, providing gifts. And again, that comes throughout the community. We do a Alzheimer's friendly business, which allows our certified dementia practitioners to go into public businesses, teach them a little bit about Alzheimer's. People that may not know about it, how to redirect, how to question, how to not escalate a situation, so that if and when that problem does arise in their business, they know how to handle it. And then we have a caregiverstress.com is a really amazing resource for those family caregivers who may be struggling. There's all kinds of information. We have a certified gentrologist do monthly webinars, and there's just a plethora of information there. So in addition to providing these personalized services for family members, we are also an excellent resource.
We used Home Instead a while ago. For my dad. He had just gotten out of the hospital, and my mom was in the hospital, and so we needed help during the evenings, and so they came and helped us, and I don't know what we would have done at that time without them. So it doesn't have to be long-term. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it was.
No, we have a lot of people, especially those transitions of people coming home from the hospital. People are at their most vulnerable, and making sure that they get back and forth to their doctor's appointments, making sure that they have healthy meals, and making sure that they can maneuver around safely, with their activities of daily life, can really make or break the difference in somebody's recovery.
Now, Jen, why do you love what you do? Because I can hear that you do love what you do.
I do. I really believe that Home Instead allows family members to be family members again. When you take on that role of a family caregiver, you can get kind of burdened and bogged down with the stress of taking care of a loved one. You know, again, making sure that everything is safe. You start worrying about them and not being there, you feel guilt. I think that we are able to come in and allow you to be the family member that you've always been, the daughter, the mother, the sister, the friend. Without having to feel guilty or take away from your own life, and you know, take care of your families that are growing up. And the flip side of that too is for our caregivers, because we do offer such personalized services and we have such flexible schedules. Our caregivers are able to spend time with their families too. So they're not missing dinner, they're not missing the baseball games, because in the end, you know, our memories with our family is one of the greatest gifts. So I truly believe we give that back to people.
Good deal. Now, how can people find Home Instead, Jen?
So we are we have an office in Wadsworth on Park Center. We have our head office is on Gent Road in Akron, right off 77. We do have an office up in Ste A as well. Our telephone number is 330-334-4664. Anybody that is having, you know, maybe some potential issues with their loved one, we do free in-home care consults. So if you want to call that number and set something up, we're happy to come into the home and see how we can help. And again, you know, I think of us as a resource. So if we can't help, we can find somebody that can.
Oh, well, Jen from Home Instead, thank you ever so much, and thanks for the giggles this morning, because I always appreciate them. And when I can see you in person, I'll always think of you and Kramer. Okay.
Thanks, Janie.
Jen.